Hey, you on the couch, on your phone, watching the Money Brew show or behind your desk, tune in. Today we're talking about the Mandela effect, what it is. We're also talking about 4 tactics or a few tactics as a buyer, a first-time buyer. We have some really awesome realtor and experienced people in the field that can give you that with Caitlyn, Heisel, and Sal Gomez. And we're doing a hot sauce taste test. It's gonna be Nando's. Pass that thing right here. Let me show them what's happening. So we have this one. We're gonna jump right into it. And then we're gonna answer our questions.
Okay.
So we're gonna take like a little bit. Oh geez, look at that. Way too much.
Just
I'm gonna let you grab each a plate.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get these little guys going.
Oh yeah.
Don't worry, this one's not
That's
as
good.
hot, okay?
Okay.
The next one is local from Colorado, but let's try this one first.
Okay.
Where's this one from?
South Africa, it's got African
Oh.
bird's eye chili in it.
Oh boy.
Okay. I'm scared.
Goes so well on chicken. We have Portuguese people in South Africa, and this is,
Oh my gosh, it is so good.
they have a Nando's restaurant, I think up in Chicago and New York.
Wow.
It's the bomb, man.
Can we get this on your website?
On my website,
Okay.
DanielJamesMedia/Yuck2Yum. I just get an affiliate from Amazon, so it's not really anything special. But you guys
Sure.
definitely,
Really
okay, if you go on Amazon and you do this for me, you help me keep my affiliate account alive. It's not gonna give me much money, but it's gonna keep my account running. So go check that out. There should be a
Yeah.
link in the description.
I'm gonna do it. 'Cause that's
You guys
what
like that?
I'll
I know,
eat
I
that
love
at home.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're hot sauce
one
people.
out of 10.
Okay.
Yuck to
1
yum.
out of 10. I'm gonna go with a 9
Good.
on that because
No way.
I can actually
one more.
eat it, and I love a vinegar base, and I can taste some vinegar base in there, and it's not so hot for me that I can't eat it. So I'm gonna go with a 9.
This is a crazy news flash. Obviously AI has been around. It's not a new thing. It's not a get rich quick. It's really an optimization. And how do we optimize our lives so we can drink more coffee? We can have fun. Like this example is a pig that really made my son happy when we were traveling. And we were basically up here in Beaver Creek and enjoying ourselves. So like, what does that look like? You know, as humans, we're optimized. And we're chasing to have a good time. We're chasing to enjoy, you know, like an experience and things like that. Talk about at the AI, what at this AI workshop, how can you wake up and have your email summarized, have bookings in your calendar, and things like that. It's gonna be jam-packed. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be for you to really take it and go further with it. That's why we called it maximizing AI. And there's going to be people in the room that are going to sit and work with you and share. It's not just going to come from my perspective. You get to use that and elevate that. And I've been doing tech and design and marketing and things like that for a long time. And I know that it's those 5% improvements that will get you to where you want to be every month. So yeah, cheers. I'll see you there. Let's make it happen. Bye.
Turn this thing up. Let's go to fire mode.
I am sweating though,
Yeah.
so it's a good one. That's how you know it's
Okay.
working, right?
Yeah, let's go. Tactics for first-time buyers while you're sweating,
Okay.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
While
We're gonna
you're
be sweating
up.
like first-time home buyers right now.
Come on.
Okay. Yeah. In the
This
hot
market,
seat.
right? We're
Yeah.
sweating. But any
We are.
market, you sweat in any market. I
Yeah.
just bought a house, I know. But
Yeah.
tell us, man. I want to hear this.
First and foremost, good lender. You cannot buy a house unless you're buying all cash, but you cannot buy a house without a good lender.
Cool.
You need somebody that's going to answer the phone.
Okay.
And it's Friday night, Sunday morning. It's the times when it's
Yeah.
inconvenient to answer the phone, but the lenders that will answer the phone at those times, those are the ones you want, because that's when
Yeah.
you're putting deals together. You know, it's when
Do you want multiple lenders?
Not necessarily. I think find one that you are compatible with and work good with, and that you can trust,
Same frame of
and
mind.
that you
Okay.
know that is going to work hard for you, and go with that one. To have multiple lenders out there is kind of a mess. So I think just finding that one and doing that ahead of time,
Yeah.
super important. And you just want to create that relationship with them so that they can go to work on
I
your
got you.
file and help you get to your goals.
Cool.
They're like half of the equation when you're a home buyer.
Okay.
Listen to your realtor on the lender piece,
Yes.
because
Yeah.
there's,
Huge.
if anything is going to cause a problem or create a hiccup in buying a home, it's going to be in lending first and foremost,
Qualification.
and then title, but always lending. And
Always
so,
lending.
so, you know, Super Bowl Sunday or you know, Saturday at 10 o'clock in the evening. You got to be able to shoot that lender a text, and because there you are at home panicking because of something,
and all of the good lenders that I consider to be good lenders, they all are willing to answer their phone at the weirdest times or communicate with me either via text or email, and they're so on top of it, and they never they're eager. They're like, let's do this. Let's get our client through the door.
In this market, what are some tools lenders are using right now and prior? Are they, I know about like buy down rates and stuff.
Yep.
What should you like look for with the tools that these lenders have?
The tools don't necessarily make the best match. And the tools are great.
Sure.
But it is what works best for you financially, what your goals are.
Gotcha.
I can't specifically say that one thing is better than the other because it really depends on you and where you're at financially
So you
and what
gotta
your
figure
goals
that
are.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, and
like,
you gotta.
I know there was one product they offered us, and kudos to the people that are helping us. Thank you so much. Because we're looking at our down payment. We're like, man, like we're there, but we're not all the way there.
Yeah.
And then they gave us this thing where it's like, it was kind of weird, but I know them and trust them enough that I was like, okay, we could consider it if we really had to. We were worried about multiple bidders. The good thing is we bought when they stopped doing the multiple bids, and people just were like, whoa, like interest rates, let's not do any bids.
Oh, that's the best time to
We
buy.
were so lucky, but we still got a bit of a higher rate, and the one lender was like, if you get into the bidding war, we have an option where we'll just pay the whole thing off, but then now you're gonna pay us. And it's going to be like the rates would go 1% higher, but now at least you have no competition. So people were doing that.
Sure.
And I mean, it's not the greatest strategy. There's, I think, looking at if someone wants to do an ARM, and look, we're not giving financial advice. It's just fun to talk about.
Yes.
Talk to a
it's fun to talk
professional.
about.
What do you think about ARMs, man? Those are risky, huh? But useful in a time like this.
They are useful. I think that, listen to your realtor when it comes to advising on lenders. They're going to give you several to choose from. Try it, and I'll say it again, listen to your realtors when it comes to lenders.
Sweet.
Because they're the ones who are communicating with them, and that's really critical relationship.
So there's trust there.
And so, and to Caitlyn's point, everybody's going to have a different financial picture, so different strategies are going to come into play for you. And so those lenders that we advise you to talk to are really, really well versed in all the programs that are out there. And so an ARM is one way, date the rate, marry the house, date the rate, because we can kind of develop a little bit of a crystal ball about the market. That's what we do every day is we read, and we take in, consume information. And so we have a crystal ball for those things, and we have reasons why we believe interest rates are going to go down. We have points, over the next couple of years, we can see that, interest rates are cyclical. And so an ARM, that's one way of doing it. You can be here, and then your hope is to be able to refinance into something that's permanent. So buy down rates, you can potentially walk in year one with a lower rate, and then year two it goes up a little bit, year three goes up a little bit. You can, there's 2-1 buy downs, 3-1 buy downs. 3-1 buy down is for over 3-year period, 2 is over 2-year period. So in that course of 3 years, you're hoping that if you come in at a 4% interest rate, year 2 is a 5, year 3 is a 6, you're hoping that you can refinance before you hit your qualifying rate of 7 or 8%, whatever it is.
If your risk tolerance is high, then you can do that. What about people that are discouraged? I know it took us 4 years to get qualified because we switched, we went from W-2 and then to 1099, both of us. And then it was like, okay, well, the first 2 years I was running too many deductions, and then I learned, oh, no, don't do that if you want to buy a house.
Right.
Because I was so worried about tax. And then later down the road, it's like, oh, no, let's show 2 really profitable years. But these discouraged buyers, I've had to learn patience. I did not like it, did not love it. Is that the usual advice? Hey, get yourself 2 good years if you're 1099, be patient. How would you encourage a first-time buyer right now?
A first-time 1099 buyer, somebody who's self-employed?
Either way, people that are just discouraged, they really want to get
it goes back to that financial picture and what that looks like depending on what their business is doing. There's a program out there that you can go, instead of doing your tax return, they go through your business bank account and verify you that way. So there's other programs out there that aren't based off of tax.
No idea that.
So
it's cool.
It's an option. So it's really based off that financial picture again, and you just need to get in there and get talking with them as soon as possible. As soon as this is an idea for you or something that you know you want to do, go talk to the lender, get your file started. They're going to help advise you. Most good lenders will be able to give you good advice on how to get to where you want to be.
Ask a realtor for
a good lender.
For a lender
Ask a
referral.
realtor.
Yes,
Yeah.
because you can go talk to anybody and that might not be the best fit for you.
You talk to 3 lenders, you're likely to get 3 different
Ideas.
pictures.
Exactly.
Nice. Yeah.
And we work
we
with
have
lenders all the time, so we have a good idea.
We have a buyer, a first-time buyer right now with a 580 credit score that's buying a home in the high 300s with 0 money down,
Awesome.
$0 down.
Good,
Yeah.
So
good. That just shows you, you
know?
can
Yeah,
do it.
you
You can do it.
There's a lot that
$0
you can accomplish,
down,
but
0
talking
money
to
at
the right
closing.
lender.
That's awesome. Yeah.
and the seller's giving them money.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So-
So yeah, good. And I love the realtor community because everyone's pretty awesome in the sense that they're very communal and it's like, hey, we're all here doing this similar thing. You know?
It's the sandbox.
Yeah, because you guys,
It's the playground.
you benefit on both ends.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really cool career for certain people if they want to play that game. I know a guy who retired from video and went full in real estate as his retirement, but he was already doing rentals and he's doing awesome. He's done 90% real estate and then 10% his video, and he's loving his life. So
Yeah.
Excellent.
Any other tips we need to mention before we go to the Mandela effect?
For the first-time home buyer?
Yeah, I would say know what your priorities and needs are when you go into the deal. When you go into wanting to do this,
Yeah.
set those out. As a good realtor, it's best to ask your client, what are your goals? What are your priorities? What are your needs? So that we can, as we keep going through the process, sometimes it gets difficult to remember why we're here.
Oh,
so we have to
wow.
keep reminding
Emotions.
the client sometimes, remember why we're here, remember what the goal is, and look how far we've come, keeping people's headspace clear.
In the heat of negotiations,
yes.
people tend to villainize one another.
Yes.
Yes.
You know,
It can get ugly.
and you depart from your priorities.
Exactly.
So you
Yeah,
get
like, they're
way
just
off
being
the
terrible.
rails over here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if a realtor
They're a doctor.
spent time with
Yeah.
you talking about your needs and priorities on day one,
Yeah.
they can bring you back to that, and it will really affect the way you make
I-
decisions in the heat of a moment.
So
100%.
agree. I want to give a shout out if I'm allowed to another realtor. Can I do
Yeah,
that?
Do it.
So shout out to Seth Bunting and their team and Stefan and them, Grant Nisley and Jordan Beck. They had to do that with us because we were just so emotional.
Yeah.
man. We were like
Very much
emotional
so.
That's so
creatures.
hard.
I'm like,
Way to go, guys.
yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
I'm like, they can come on. They can I sent in an offer of 10,000 less, and they just didn't want to budge. And I'm like, man, you guys have, I'm like, you should take this, but they didn't. And I was reading the situation so much, like, man, you guys make so much more than we do. You can afford to do this.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, don't think like that.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be right about it.
Well, what's the best kind of transaction? It's when both sides feel like they gave a little too much.
This was our closing.
Oh, that's right. That's
So I was doing their website negotiating, and we were talking about everything, and Sal brought this up, and I was just turning like, man, I can't add the numbers here. There's no.
I was asking Daniel James to give me some services for nothing.
for
Just
free, basically.
give
Yeah,
them to me
exactly.
for doing business together.
Yeah.
And he's like, it doesn't add up.
So I learned a new sales tactic that's actually very relational.
It is.
Say it again.
Well, the best transactions are those when both sides feel like they gave a little too much.
So good.
Think about it. If one side comes to the closing table and they're like, man, I got everything I wanted, and the other side's going like, I didn't get anything I wanted.
To lose.
That's an imbalance there.
That's a tough one.
Yeah,
It's a tough close.
it's kind of like a collaborative close. Cool, guys. We're gonna wrap this one. We did the taste test. The Mandela effect. Best guess.
I don't know. I just
You know
don't
who Nelson Mandela was?
I
though?
do, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I don't know, so it's really hard for me
Okay,
to answer
so
the question.
Mandela came and set our country free. So we had segregation. We didn't have slavery, but it was
Okay.
pretty close to that. And basically, he was in jail. They convicted him for political crimes,
Okay.
and then he was studying in jail. I mean,
Okay.
he was fighting for freedom. Sure, you could say he was a criminal back then,
Okay.
but he was fighting for freedom. So he learned the language, he learned all the Afrikaans, like Dutch languages. He learned how to be a politician, became a
Wow.
lawyer in jail. And then when he was set free, he just totally flipped it and said, we need culture, we need sports, and we need people so that we can love
Okay.
each other again.
So the Mandela effect, maybe it has something to do with bringing people together.
Okay,
I don't know.
it's far off, but a good
Far
guess.
off? I don't
You said you didn't know either.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Mandela effect. Basically, there was a time when he was running. He was still like president and stuff. There was this fake article that came out, and for the longest time, everyone in like the rest of the world thought he was dead.
Oh.
And there's this this thing that happens when sometimes the effect is when you believe it and believe it long enough that gossip actually moves out of this sphere of like his arena. And so South Africans know he's alive, but the rest of the world thought he was dead for the longest time
Oh,
until
wow.
someone had to come out and say no, like guys, he's alive, like this, and then they coined the Mandela effect. So
Okay.
Yep.
Very interesting.
always
So it's
it's a deceitful thing that it's a misconception that lends itself further. Like
That
for
somebody
example,
might be
in
dead.
Star Wars, he doesn't say, Luke, I am your father. He just says, I am your father. But we've all come to say, Luke, I am your father.
Right.
That's the Mandela effect.
Oh,
So,
okay.
getting goosebumps. I don't know why.
Oh,
Perception is reality.
Right. It
Okay.
can be. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Cheers. Like, share, subscribe, do your thing, and we'll
Subscribe.
see you. Subscribe. Come on.
Subscribe.
Come on. Cheers.
Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along.